Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Cha Tatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matatsa Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam Chahastamalakam Chashishyam Tam Todakam Vartika Karamanyan Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vitvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. 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 Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Bhujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Grasaika Karmane. Ishvaraha Antaryami and Antaryamayati iti uktya ayameva arthaha shrutau shrutaha. So when it is said Bhagavan is Antaryami, this is what it really means. Antaha stitva sarvani sarveshu bhuteshu yamayati yaha. He the one who is yamayati means what it means. It is not meaning that he is making us do, but merely making it is possible for our vasanas to get expressed. It is like the sunlight is there. Because of the sunlight, let us say the plants are growing, does not mean sunlight is making the plants grow. The light of the sun is available for the plants to gain that power to grow. And we have seen in the Bhashya also, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes, just like Agnihi na basmai karoti, Agnihi Ushnam, that the heat of the fire is available, and because of which whatever you put there will get burnt. It is not that Agni is doing an action of burning it. It doesn't do the action of burning. It is what it is. It is nature is that, being hot. But it does not do the act of burning. If you put the cloth or paper, it will get burned and if you don't put anything also, it is burning still. Right? If you put, of course it will burn, but if you don't put also, it doesn't stop its nature. In the same way, Ishvaraha sarveshu hridayeshu tishtva sarvan vasanan vivartate. That is what is given there. We saw that. Vijnanamaya rupena tat pravritti swarupatah swashaktya ishaha vikriyate mayaya brahmanam hitat. Mayaya brahmanam. So when we look at it from the standpoint of the transactional world, it is he using the power called Maya, and from that standpoint it is as though it is all happening. That is called Brahmanam. Brahmanam means Brahmayati. Brahmana karanam bhavati. So as he said, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra arudhani mayaya. Maya shakti ke saath ye sarva ka sarvas karma mein, in all people, in all their actions. And those actions are also according to your vasanas only. According to your vasana only, you will engage in your action. If a Brahmana has got Kshatriya Vasana, even if he is born as a Brahmana, he will do Kshatriya action only. Because his Vasanas will push him to that extent. As much as Arjuna wanted to renounce, but what Bhagavan said? Avashyopi, even without any control of yours, you will do what your Prakriti dictates. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha. Prakriti means vasana here. Prakritim yanti bhutani. Vasana anusarena eva tvam karma karoshi. Atra na samshaya. There is no doubt about that. So even if you say, I don't want to, you will. But the choice that we have is what? Apparently we have a choice. What choice? To do in a rajasic way and get caught up in the whirlpool. Tamasic way, do it become more negative, or sattvic way to release ourselves. And how do we release? Karma tata karma phala anasaktya. The result, as well as in the action, there is no asakti. Therefore, vasanas won't replenish themselves, repeat themselves, reproduce themselves, multiply themselves. And the release naturally takes place when the vasana kshaya takes place. Now, even though Ishvara staying as Antaryamin and making sure everyone is expressing their own respective vasanas, what about the world outside? The world like sun, moon, fire, water, air, space, planetary system, plants, animals. Of course, in the plants, animals he is there as the very Antaryamin. But what about the natural forces that are there? So that is said, Prithivyadishu sarvatra Nyayaha artaha Nyayaha ayam yojyatam diya. We finished this verse? We didn't? No? Yeah, 175. We have to start. Oh, okay. Antaryamayati ityuktya Ayamevartha shrutau shrutah Prithivyadishu sarvatra Nyayoyam yojyadam diya Antaryamadiyadityuktya Ayavartha shrutau shrutah Prithivyadishu sarvatra Nyayoyam yojyadam diya. So, what is said in the scriptures? Shrutau shrutaha. Shrutau Upanishadsu. Upanishad in the, so it is called Shruti. Shrutau shrutaha. It is heard. What is that? Evam eva arthaha shrutaha. This alone is having been, it has been heard. What is said in the Upanishad, that's what? Ayam antaryami. This one is the antaryami, antaryamayati, the one who controls from within. Iti yuktya. What is the yukti here? That is Bhagavan, Ishvaraha, he does not engage himself in action. He does definitely make sure that the manifestation of the vasanas take place from the causal body to thoughts, thoughts to desire, desire to thought, thoughts to action. So each one of us, therefore, whatever we do, according to our vasanas, it is propelled by Bhagavan's presence there. So this may lead to many questions, will be answered one by one. If everything happens according to the vasanas that are already ingrained in us, where is the actual Purushartha? This question will come. One answer, as I have already given, Purushartha is how you do it. Not what you do, but how you do it. This is one understanding. Okay, leave aside, we'll come back to that later. Now, when it comes to the world outside also, Prithivi Adishu, in the earth, etc., Sarvatra, in all places, Ayam Nyayaha, the same policy or same methodology. What? Even in those so-called inert things, we call it inert, but from the standpoint of the Vedas, they are also actually Devatas only. Prithivi is a Devata, Surya is a Devata, Chandrama is a Devata, Nakshatrani, they are all Devatas. Vayu is a Devata, Agni is a Devata, Varuna is a Devata. All these are all Devatas that we have seen in that skit also. Indra. So, Indra is also a Devata that actually rules the rain. He commands everything because he being the one who is the chief of all the saints, devas. So they are also, but if you look at it, even in the so-called inert things, they are also considered as powers. Because fire is a power. When it is quiet, you will be okay. When it starts showing the power, you'll know. Even the Canada, where we do not think that there can be any fire, that's the whole of British Columbia is burning now because of the dry heat there and fire. So Prithivyadishu sarvatra ayam nyayaha yojyatam, diya yojyatam, buddhya yojyatam. With this correct understanding, employ the same what? Outside also, in the world outside also, the same Bhagavan only, Antaryami, is working to make sure that all things are happening according to their nature. Fire cannot be water, water cannot be air, air cannot be earth, etc. They are having their own dharma. They do not transgress that. They have no right to transgress, and Bhagavan makes sure that everything is happening according to their nature. Now, here is a beautiful quote from Mahabharata. There's a very famous quote, and it is said, this is, sorry, I'm not recorded. Is it recording? Okay, going on, I think. Okay. So suddenly I thought that I didn't look at it. So, in the Mahabharata, Duryodhana is making this statement. Duryodhana himself making statement. One valid statement he made, which is very interesting as we see. Janami dharmam na cha me pravritti. Janami dharmam na cha me pravritti. Janamya dharmam na cha me nivritti. Janamya dharmam na cha me nivritti. Kenapi devena hridi stitena. Yata niyuktosmi tata karomi. Janami dharmam na cha me nivritti. Janamya dharmam na cha me nivritti kenapi devena hritisthitena yata niyuktosmi tata karumi. Mahabharata also is beautiful with so many different lessons to us in life. Vyasa has said, all that I want to talk about dharma, I spoke in Mahabharata. And what about I have to talk about yoga, I have spoken in Gita. Meaning, I have composed it in that form. And whatever I have to talk about Brahman, I have spoken in the Bhashya of Upanishads, in the Upanishads, it's already spoken in the Brahma Sutra. So he has taken care of all that's why he is considered as the Loka Guru Veda Vyasa. So here he says, Duryodhana says, Aham janami dharmam. I know what is dharma, but me na pravrittihi. I cannot do it. In today's world also, I know what is right, but I can't do it. What is adharmam mahimi janami. I know what is not right. Nachame nivritti. I cannot stop it. I cannot withdraw from it. So he expresses this situation where compellingly, as though he has been forced to act according to the situation, even knowing very well it is adharma, he cannot stop it. And knowing very well what can be done better, he cannot do it. And why? What is the reason he gives? Kenapi devena. By some devata, hridistitena, one who is sitting in my heart, yata niyuktaha, as I am directed, asmi tata karumi. And that way I am doing. So I have been as though being directed by a devata which is sitting in my heart and pushed or impelled by that person or that devata, I am doing it. No, please understand, this is no justification. So we also can say that, why are you shouting? Bhagavan wants me to shout. Bhagavan, if you are to be scolded, it is his ajna that I am scolding you. Actually, it is not my wish, it is Bhagavan's wish. So we cannot do that. So I know what is virtue, but not by my inclination is not mine to practice it. Na pravrittihi. And I know what is wise, but my desisting from it is not mine, but his. It's a very loose translation, of course. I do as I am prompted by some God seated in my heart. Now, this is correct if you understand it rightly. Who created vasanas? Who accumulated vasanas? Now, first let us understand. When we have a desire for something and we created a deep impression about that in our heart or our mind, if once in a while you look at something, it may not become a deep impression in your heart. When does it become a deeper impression? When we repeat it. What is a habit? Habit is not one day you drink a tea once in a while. No, if you 4 times a day, consciously, when you keep drinking the tea, then it becomes a habit. It becomes habity. So, tea, or I mean, just give an example. No, Swamiji, I never use phone. Once in a while only. Once in a while means maybe 2-3 times an hour. What do you mean by that? Then it becomes a habit. Then you cannot stop using it. See, when phone rings, it's only a request. It's not a demand. If somebody comes to, I want to see you, you can say, I will see you later. ऐसा नहीं होता है. As though it is like life-threatening. It's always an emergency. I have to call. Earlier we were very peacefully living, right? Without the phone. Phone is in one corner of the house. When he drinks also somebody, okay, yeah, some, if at all, we'll tell the servant, chalo, dekho kaun hai. No, it's not like that. We have changed our own life because of that. So everything in our life, what we call it as vasanas, are knowingly accumulated by us. Now, when we accumulated it knowingly, it will not remain quiet. Having accumulated into our personality, it has to express. So what Bhagavan is doing is making that happen, that's all. It's not he creates the vasanas. Did he? Did anyone create, can I create a vasana in you? Unless you allow it. Can I? So we are not taking responsibility of the action of creating vasanas in our head, but we only question, why should it express? Right? It will express. If you put a seed in the ground and then it will naturally will sprout. You only put the seed there. Now please understand in the right way. We are responsible for the deep-rooted impressions created in our own personality in this life or any life for that matter. You cannot say, oh, I did not know last birth I did that, but I have nothing to do with that. You are everything to do with that. Don't escape. So when I have done the wrong thing, क्या करें? So स्वामी जी, yesterday party में चला, पर खूब खाया. Up. I mean, today's stomach ache. Who is the reason for it? Who's the reason? You mindlessly ate. If you only be careful, no. You make that sure that you're not eating the wrong things. Then you will be healthy. Eating whatever comes on the plate, and then don't some make say that those people made me eat, and then my friend made me eat, and the party fellows made me eat. No, don't blame anybody else. So what it means is we are the architects of our misery. Vasanas are created by us, whether you know it or not. All right. How you then know what the vasanas are? Look at your behavior. What comes to your mind? At any given point of time, how you act in this world is decided by what kind of thoughts appear in your mind, and those thoughts appear according to your vasanas. So what Bhagavan does is, chalo, आपका ये manifest vasanas है, manifest करेंगे. Now, therefore, here even Duryodhana, when he says Janami dharmam, I know intellectually what is right, but my personality is what? Adharma है. इसलिए उसमें निवृत्ति नहीं होता है. नामचा में निवृत्ति ही. And the Devata who is sitting there, what does it do? Prompting. Prompting what? If there is no impurity at all, how can he prompt? If there is no impurities at all in the heart of Duryodhana, can he prompt it? Cannot, because there is no impurity. जो है वो ही है, what you call what is there only will come out. So janami, I know, but I cannot practice it because that is not my personality. But what is negative is there in me, which is coming to manifest, and that manifestation is because of the presence of the one. And he says he is the one who is creating it, making it work or making it manifest. So yata niyuktaha tata karomi. Now, one act of goodness which Duryodhana has done even in this life to claim that I am actually I'm forced to do wrong things. Did you do any time anything good? You don't even have the tendency to do that. Now why this is important is इसलिए सत्संग का आवश्यक है. सत्संग आवश्यक है. क्यों? So that is where you accumulate the right thinking. When you accumulate the right thinking, right values, even when the wrong things which are naturally there coming out of you will get somehow modified into good things. And when the good things are the correct, the values and samskaras are given or exposed to the children or in yourself, more and more they become prominent. And somehow they surpass the old one, negativities. When does the habit end? When you replace it with the right one. Otherwise, it will come, when you unconsciously live, they will also continuously manifest, and it will only concretize and again it will replenish themselves, and it will become more and more strong. So otherwise, the attempt to do chitta shuddhi would not be correct, no, or would not be appropriate teaching, right? Why Shastras talk about these chitta shuddhi artham karma kuru ityadi if there is no swaprayatnam, if there is no self-effort? Now, this is one aspect of it. The second aspect of it is that ये स्वयं प्रयत्न के लिए पुरुषार्थ के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, मुझे नहीं होता है ना, उसके लिए आपको भक्ति करना चाहिए. Because devotion to God can create situations for you to get the right exposure. That's why today in the class I was telling, दृष्ट कर्म से अदृष्ट फल होता है, अदृष्ट कर्म से दृष्ट फल होता है. ये अदृष्ट कर्म क्या है? प्रार्थना. ये आपको, यू कैनॉट सी इट, बट उसका रिजल्ट इज व्हाट? कर दृष्ट फल. What is दृष्ट फलम? That I get the satsanga, I get to know the right way of doing things. So one must recognize that even though the Lord is sitting in everybody's heart and prompting everyone to do according to their vasanas, there apparently appears to be there is no purushartha at all. First reason is that the purushartha is also, when we do purushartha, it is also according to the vasanas accumulated only. Think. The scope of purushartha is decided by what? If I know today, as I was telling, if you never send your child to the school, what will he be thinking? What will he be thinking? What knowledge he will have? What kind of will be thought process if you ask him to make a decision? On what basis he will make a decision? Because he doesn't know what is good and what is bad. Correct? So, even when we what we call it as a self-effort or purushartha, that is also decided by what? What you have exposed yourself to. Correct or not? What I have exposed to alone can give me the choice. So what choices that you make is also decided about what knowledge you have got. And what practices on the knowledge you've done. Not just knowing it. If I had known something, I never practiced it, how will it come up as a choice for me at all? When we attend the classes, etc., and we are given to understand how to think, and unless we think in that direction, will you have the choice? Think in that way? No. Why? Habit will take over. So this exposure to the right knowledge, exposure to the right environment, when it is done, and for which also you need to do the prarthana, oh Bhagavan, make me able to get to the right environment, get to the right people, get to the right knowledge. And that is why it is said in everywhere in Vivekchudamaya also, Bahu Janma Krita Koti Janma Krita Punyena. Is it not? That is why it is said also, Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam, Veda called Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. This all Vasana only word is used. Advaita bhi Vasana hota hai. Advaita Vasana, how does it come? Ishvara Anugraha Deva. And Ishvara Anugraha, Bahu Janma Krita, Koti Janma Krita, Punyena. So, Purushartha apparently what we have is also the scope of it is decided by what kind of accumulated vasanas we have. Because those who have not exposed to the right kind of knowledge, their Purushartha is also wrong only. Even though they call it as Purushartha, their Purushartha is also wrong only. Is it not true? What prompted an individual to do the wrong thing? That prompting is also coming from Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha. Bhagavan Krishna has clearly said, when Arjuna asked this question, Adakena Prayuktoyam Papam Charadi Purusha Anichannabi Varsneya Baladiva Niyojitaha Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapa Vidyena Maya Vairinam. So here when Duryodhana says that Ekenapi devena niyuktaha asmi aham yata niyuktaha tata karomi. It is not justifying. It is a fact. He's saying it is a fact. I am prompted to do the wrong thing as though somebody is sitting in me and doing it. So our Purushartha is also based upon, we must understand, our Purushartha is also based upon our Vasanas. You understand this point? ज्ञान वासना है तो ज्ञान के अनुसार आपका पुरुषार्थ भी हो जाएगा. ज्ञान वासना नहीं है तो किसके अनुसार होगा फिर आपका पुरुषार्थ? Even that self-effort is also will be according to your vasanas only. So we must clearly know this. Continuing here. Nartha Purushakarena Ityevam. So there is a mistake here actually. Purushakarena is not Purushakarena is not there. That's good. Purushakarena. What is Purushakarena is written? Oh, one mistake here. Nartha Purushakarena Ityevam Shankyatam Yataha Ityevam Ma Shankyatam Yataha Ityeva Ma Shankyatam Yataha Isha Purushakarasya Rupenapi Vivartate Nartha Purushakarena Ityevama Shankyatam Yataha Isha Purushakarasya Rupenapi Vivartate. Eva iti eva ma shankyatam. So, Purushakarena na artaha iti ma shankyatam. Ma shankyatam, do not doubt that the individual effort called Purushartha is not necessary. So, this is the caution. ये सब उसके अनुसार उस भगवान अंदर बैठे हुए भगवान के वो आज्ञा से होता है. सो मुझे क्या पुरुषार्थ है ऐसा मत सोचो. Do not doubt that you don't have purushartha. Purushakarena na artha. There is no use of purushakara. Purushakara means not some kind of spice here. Purushakara. So kara in any languages kara means what? Spice होता है ना. हिंदी में क्या होता है? Kara. Masala. Mirchi. In South it's kara means spice. Namak is salt. Lavan. Salt. Some people when they don't cook properly food, I say I want namaskar. So they said, what namaskar you want? Namak bhi chahiye, car bhi chahiye. नमक भी नहीं, कार भी नहीं, क्या करे? So purushakarena, purushakara here means purushartha. So purusharthena na artha iti ma shankyat. Yasmat, since ईशः पुरुषकारस्य रूपेण अपि विवर्तते. This is the twist, you see that. जो आप सेल्फ एफर्ट करते हो, पुरुषार्थ करते, वो भी वही वर्क करता है. इंटरेस्टिंग. ईश्वरः एव पुरुषार्थः भी करता है. So it is to say, never own this. Ego tries to own this. What the ego tries to do, मैं पुरुषार्थ करता हूं. It is because you immediately, I am a self-made man. Some people claim that way, right? मालूम नहीं है उसको, वो भी उस ईश्वर का काम ही है. See, he makes sure that individual effort is also for the benefit of the totality. Why he is, see, everything is there in this world, whether sun or water or fire, air, etc. They do not have the so-called purushartha. Why? Because they are designed to be that way only. Sun cannot be otherwise. Sun cannot decide, चलो आज नहीं करूंगा, ये पुरुषार्थ है मेरा. ऐसा नहीं होता है. It cannot happen. Sun has to be hot only, fire has to be hot only, Vayu has to move only. There is no other choice, right? So if you look at who has choice, if you really look at it, only human beings have choice. All other living, the plant, when it grows according to its already designed. It cannot be, mango tree cannot decide to give an apple. Why? Because that's not it is. It has to be that only. It has no choice. The choice when it comes, there is apparently a birth of ego. I am karta. So when this thought comes, aham karta, I am making a choice, hit it there, वो भी ईश्वर ही करता है. So let's look at here. ईशः पुरुषकारस्य रूपेण अपि विवर्तते. Even the so-called self-effort you think that you are putting forth, your own choice that you are making, that also it's in the scope of the Lord's presence only. He alone is making that possible, because by giving you the prompting of this thought of my choice, is making sure that choice does not disturb the balance of the existence. The whole world has to exist, and he makes sure that everybody is doing their part. Like in my body, there are many parts are there. Do they have a choice to be other than that? So can I ask my eyes, when tomorrow onwards you start smelling? Or you have the nose, which is tomorrow onwards you start seeing? Or heart, you do the work of the lungs. So all of them are designed and decided by the ongoing law of being. When we think that we have a choice, a self-effort or purushartha to do things, that also comes in the scope of Ishvara only. Ishvara only is making that also possible. So when right understanding takes place, we know that Trinama pina chalati tambina. A grass cannot move without him. Not even a small blade can move, blade of grass can move. So, Ishaha Purushakarasya Prupena api vivartate. Vivartate engages, does what? Purushakara Rupena. Even in the form of self-effort also he is only working. Because again the Self-effort, as I told you, is based upon the knowledge base that you have. And the knowledge base that you have is again created by you as accumulated impression. And the accumulated impression, he manifests again. Right? So what should be our attitude? Bhagavan, whatever effort I am doing is also because of your grace only, so that you make me do the right thing. Because what I would be doing is not my choice. You understand this submission now, surrender? By knowledge, one surrenders to this point that even those choices apparently which I claim to be making is also your own, you're doing only. So this total acceptance of Ishvara's Agnya, Ishvara's command, is the Lord's will, is the nature of all the Mahatmas. They never claim even a single act as theirs. Why? Even so-called act I'm doing, Narayan only karta hai. As when Gurudev was asked this question, Swamiji, when you leave, you created the entire organization, and when you leave, what will happen? Oh, Narayan ka wo agnya hai na, wo srishti kiya. He created this, and he will know what to do. Why am I bothered about it? That was his answer. I'm not even worried. If he wants to continue, he will continue. If he doesn't want, it will just collapse. I'm not bothered about this. So that maturity comes only when we know even the so-called effort that I put is also human. See, this is not palatable for many people because we think in Vedanta it is that we need to make so many choices of applying knowledge, etc., and then we will come out of this, and then we will obtain this liberation, etc. Yes, it is true. At the Vyavaharika level, yes, we need to create this knowledge for understanding about what to do and what not to do, etc. And these knowledge that we gain is also going to become a deeper part of our own impressions, and then how they manifest. Ishwar Anugraha Deva. Is it not true that many Pandits also, those who have studied also, they continue to be ignorant? And that's what, Swayam Dhira Pandidam Manyamanaha. Is it not said? Avidya Mantare Vartamanaha Swayam Dhira Pandidam Manyamanaha Janganyamanaha Paryanti Mudaha Ande Neva Niyamana Yatanda. So Anugraha Deva. So by the Lord's grace alone, even those Advaita Vasana also come to manifest. So Ishaha Purushakarasya Rupena Api Pivartate. So this doubt should not be there. The Purushartha is not there. The Purushartha is also Bhagavan's wish only there. But we should not stop allowing that. We should do, even when we do, so there is a very fine distinction between, is it a destiny that I should be doing this way, or is it a self-effort? No, whatever choice that you make which apparently looks like other than your destiny is also him only. You must, if you can understand that even though so I don't do anything, let it happen. When you say, of course, Bhagavan won't do anything. Chalo, let it be so. See, it is like, I often give the example, you have, hunger is there and the food is there. You can choose what food you want to eat or not to eat. At some point of time, you cannot but eat. Hunger is there, you cannot stop, but you have to eat. So the destiny of the body is what? Hunger. What is action that you are taking for that? Eat. And you are then saying, no, I have to eat healthy. And you make a healthy choice. That is also Ishvara only. Then when you understand this, Sarvam Ishvara Ajnaya. But that does not stop you from making that choice. As I said, when you make the choice again and again, that becomes your way. Is it not true? If you don't make the choice at all, tell me what happens then. I'll never come out of it. Come out of the continuous negativities that are there, accumulated things that are there. You cannot come out of it. So, you are making an effort to come out of it is also to be understood as the grace of the Lord, and with the grace of the Lord, you are making that choice again and again and again and again, you come out of that. Just like the caterpillar, right? It is wanting to come out of that shell, and again it thinks about it, and then it develops the wings, becomes butterfly, and it flies off. Is not the mother happy? Finally, that fellow understood that he has to get out of it. Now, what did the mother do? Did not allow him to come out. Do think about it. Again and again, by thinking that you need to be free, that very thought itself created the wings for the butterfly. If it had been allowed to, chalo, do. You want to get out, get out. It would be forever remaining on the ground only. It will never fly. So, the effort that the caterpillar did is in the form of right thinking within the scope of under the supervision of the mother. Correct? And when that fellow finally became a butterfly and flew, mother said, my effort did not go waste. Even though it actually didn't do anything. It only made sure that that fellow doesn't come out without becoming free. In the same way, Ishvara has sitting in our heart, watching us constantly, making sure we do the right thinking, and then when the right thinking, as though when we wake up and then when we come out, it's because of my doing I became free. Bhagavan only smiles. Oh, okay. You may think so, but then that doesn't help you because that ego will pull you back again. Please know that even this freedom that I am able to come out of this bondage is anugraha of the Lord. Silently making sure that I make the right choice. And the choice is also Ishvara Purushakarasya Rupena Vivartate. Idruk Bhoteneshwarasya Pravirtirmaiva Varyatam Tatabhishasya Bhotena Swatma Sangatva Dijanihi Idrigbodheneshwarasya Pravrittirmaiva Varyatam Tatabhishasya Bhotena Swatma Sangatvati Janihi. Idrik of this kind, Bodhena, knowledge, understanding. About what? Ishwarasya Idrik Bodhena. About the Ishvara, of the Ishvara, Ishwarasya Bodhena. This understanding of the Lord is the one who is making even the self-effort is also by the Lord's presence only, because of Lord alone is making sure that I have this self-effort, or himself is the self-effort. So this ma eva varyatam. This doesn't contradict. What doesn't contradict? That Lord alone is prompting everything, whether it is the action that I am doing because of vasanas, or action that are taking place because of the self-effort. There is no contradiction in this. What is a contradiction? Contradiction is whatever is going on without me putting an effort is his. And whatever I self-effortly do is mine. There is this misunderstanding should not be there. Misunderstanding will happen only when we think this I am doing is different from what my vasanas are prompting me to do. No, there is no contradiction here at all. Meaning, whatever you are doing because of your vasanas, or whatever you think you are doing out of your self-effort, both are Ishvara Ajna only. There is no contradiction here. The theory does not contradict the idea of Lord prompting everything. Whether it is Purushartha or Prarabdha, whether it is self-effort or due to your past karmas, which is vasanas. There is no contradiction here, because when you say, what's the contradiction? Let me clarify that. When I have a habit of doing something, and when I think that I have a purushartha to not to do that or do it differently, that is not Ishvara. This way you don't contradict. Because I may think that it is not he who is doing, I'm doing something other than on my own. Not true. This is one kind of contradiction. When you say everything is doing, then what is the human effort? The human effort is, so there is no human, earlier he said that there is no human effort. This way don't think. There is human effort. That human effort is also, really speaking, is within the Lord's scope only it is happening. Therefore, Bhagavan doing everything is correct, whether it is Prarabdha or Purushartha. There is no contradiction. And it is said, Saha eva antaryami, he alone is antaryami, whether you are doing acting according to Prarabdha or Purushartha. When it is said that he alone does everything, it really means it. There is no contradiction here. Antaryami Saha. He alone is Antaryami in all aspects. Nothing happens other than him. There is no contradiction here. Understood that scope? That the statement of the Upanishad, Saeva Antaryami, there is no contradiction here by saying that even there is a self-effort. That self-effort is also apparent only, not true. This apparent self-effort is also within the scope of the fact that he is the Antaryami. And no, this knowledge, what does it lead to? This understanding that he alone does everything, what does it lead to? Tatapi Ishasya bodhena, Isharasya sarva Antaryami bodhena, Antaryami iti bodhena, Swatma asangatva di janihi. Di means buddhi. Janihi jananam. The buddhi or this knowledge takes place. What knowledge takes place? मैं कुछ नहीं करता हूँ. Swatma asangatva. Is it not true? Naiva kinchit karomi. मैं कुछ नहीं करता हूँ. Meaning, even when you are doing, there is asangata. That is what is releasing you, right? What Bhagavan has said in Gita, that karma se asakti mat karo, karma phal se asakti mat karo. He said that don't get attached to action, don't get attached to result of action. When does really complete to a fruition? He alone does everything. So this asangata, this total detachment from ownership of everything, that Aishasya bodhena swa atma asangatva di. मैं इसका करिष्ये वचनम तव. What is that? Nashto moha smritir labda. Tat prasadatmaya achyuta stitos migata sandeha. No doubt now. What? You are the one doing it. Karishye vachanam tava. How did Arjuna come to say Karishye vachanam tava? Huh? Tu hi karta hai. I can see that. You showed yourself. What did he say? Arjun, you think you're, what did he say? You just show your hand and I will kill the killing done. You take the credit. I don't mind it. Because I have already decided. What? What? Decided what? Everybody has to go. You also. So if everybody goes, Duryodhana goes, Bhishma goes, and then Karna goes, me, you also. Think about it. You are seeing, I am dying. Yes, everybody has to. But only thing is, you make sure that you destroy all the negative people, establish the righteousness in this country, and then you die. That is all. They will die now, and you will die some 10 years later. Nobody escapes from me. Do you? Anybody escapes? But see, now the Ajna, we look at the Lord's Ajna. What's the decision? What's the command of the Lord? Nothing can remain without a change and death. Can you escape from that? Yeah, whatever self-effort you put, मैं पुरुषार्थ करूंगा. क्या करूंगा? How long you do it? How much you can do it? Now we are trying to change the condition of our body also. Man, I don't feel like being a human. Then what do you do? I want to become a woman. All right. Can you become a tiger? Working on it. And that will also come after some time. The human is very boring. I need to have claws, hair, lion. So, Ishasya bodhena, by this understanding, Ishasya bodhena means you become aware of the Lord. Then, Swatma asangatva, the state of being detached from all that is going on, that di janihi utpattihi gamyate happens. So this is beautiful, that when I know जो मैं सोचता हूँ करता हूँ ये सब उसका ईश्वर आज्ञा से ही होता है. So when one comes to surrender it, Bhagavan makes sure that you are on the right track. So this is the beauty of it. When thus you surrender to him, he will say, "Acha, abhi mere paas aaya hai. How will I make you a wrong instrument, wrong instrument of mine?" And so long as you think you are doing, he will not even come disturb you. You think you are doing because you are only thinking. Actually, I am doing. Okay, do. But when you know, surrender that you are the doer. I am not. I am zero here. Now he said, Jnani to Atma eva me. No, So he has come. He has come to understand this. Now I will use him for the right purpose. Until then, he is there. I am prompting his vasanas and let him do. But once he realizes that I am only the doer, I will change him to become sadhu reva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. Such a person becomes sadhu the moment you realize that main hi karta hu. So, tata vishasya bodhena swatma sangatva dhijanihi. All right. So, continuing that next one. Tavata muktirityahuhu. Shrutaya smrutayastata. Shruti smriti mamai vagnye. Ityabhishvara bhashitam. Tavata muktirityahuhu. Shrutaya smrutayastata. Shruti smriti mamai vagnye. Ityabhishvara bhashitam. Shrutihi smrutayaha smrutayaha tata tavata muktihi ahuhu. Whatever is being spoken as moksha, यही है. क्या है? असंगता. This asangatva is the moksha. Because once you are free from the notion I am the doer, I am the ego, individuality, when that is gone, क्या है फिर? What is that then you will be? वही है, मैं नहीं हूं. He alone is doing. He is not doing not only through me, through everyone. Everyone around me, whatever they are doing, it is Ishwarasya karma. Then what is that I as an individual have anything to assert? नहीं है कुछ. So what you would become? Free of all the concerns and so-called anxieties about everything in this world. उसके आज्ञा से ही होता है, बस. You just become completely free of it. Is it not true when you are, let us say, getting into a train or the flight, you have no worries about how the work, who's doing it, who's flying, whether the fuel is there or not, you don't know. Who's flying, you don't know. Does he know anything to do? I don't know. Oh, you know, we're not concerned. Why you are not concerned? Because somebody is taking care of it, right? It is like the child which is running around. Once it has come onto the shoulder of the mother, it just. So then there's the mother's responsibility to make sure that he get into the car and take him to the home. Does he? So, Mom, when are we going home? You will go. Okay, I'm sorry. That child is not bothered. Anyway, somebody took care of it. It will happen because he's taken care of it. So that amount of total ability to detach yourself, when does it happen? जो मैं करता हूं, मैं whatever I am doing as well as what I think I am doing, he only. So when that swatma sangata, tavata swatma sangata, that's why it says tavata swatma sangata tadeva muktihi iti apuhu shrudayah smrutayah tada. And it is also true that Shruti and Smriti are also nothing but Mama eva bhashitam. I only spoke. In Shruti and Smriti, I only spoke. ऋषि के द्वारा मैं ही उसका बोधन किया. ऋषि भी बहुधा गीतम. That's Bhagavan Krishna says in 11th, 13th chapter. Chandovit vividai pratak brahma sutrapadaischaiva hetumadbhir sunischitai. Whatever is spoken in the Smriti, whatever is spoken in the Shruti, जो ऋषि मुनि जो जिन्होंने कहा इसके बारे में, यो सब मम भाषितम, मम एव आज्ञे भाषितम इति. ईश्वर भाषितम एव. So everything that is in Gita, obviously it is Keshava Arjuna yo Sambhada. Is it not that it is Keshavasya himself? Yatra Yogeshwarat Krishnat Swayam Katayata. Sakshat Katayata Swayam. Tatta Samsmritya Rajan Samsrit Muhurmuhu Krishyami. What have I heard? What did I hear? That Paramam Yogam. Yogeshwarat Krishnat Sakshat Katayata Swayam. He himself has said, himself talked about it. So, Smriti में उन्होंने कहा है, श्रुति में ऋषि की द्वारा, ऋषियों के द्वारा वही है, वो ज्ञान दिया. So, the knowledge come to us only from him alone. The source is he. About whom? About himself. Through the Rishis and Munis, he only said this. So there is no doubt about that. So here we should understand is asangatva is moksha. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham punah punah satchidananda rupoham. अहमेवाहमव्ययम्। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम, श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।